So let's start the new topic, number systems. Numbers we are using in our day-to-day life from childhood days, but in this particular topic, number systems, we are going to discuss some more details, like what we generally don't care normally in day-to-day life. We'll speak some features of numbers, right? And coming to a GATE exam point of view, particularly in the CS stream, this topic having a significant weightage. Almost every year you get one questions, but the rest of the other streams, hardly in each 5 years, 6 years, you may expect one questions, I can say. So number systems. See, any numbers what we are writing, right? So it is always associated with a base. For examples, if I write this is let's say 6, 7, 9, 4 like this, right? And then if I am putting here B, then this B is called the base. Actually, what is this thing actually? Actually, it's a polynomial which is written like this. For example, if you ask me what is polynomial, I'll be calling this as the radix point. This is the radix point. When the base we take 10, we call it decimal point. But in general, the base is also known as the radix. This is called the radix point. So actually, it's a polynomial. If I expand the polynomial, so I should take this as b power 0, b power 1. Let me take few more bits. Let's say if I'm taking here, let's say 3 I have taken. So then, the polynomial notation of this is b raised to power 0, b raised to power 1, b raised to power 2. So 3 into b square plus 6 into b power 1 plus 7 into b raised to power 0 plus 9 into b raised to power minus 1 plus 4 into b raised to power minus 2. So instead of writing this much a big polynomial, we are using a shorthand notations. We are saying it is like this. So do remember, any numbers, if it is given in some base, let it be 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever the base, it can be always represented in the polynomial formats like this. So instead of writing the polynomials, we are simply just writing like this. So this base B, okay, so let me tell some significance. This is known as base or radix. Now the thing is, what does this base indicates? What does radix indicates? Now suppose for example, at anywhere I am putting this base is B, it means inside that numbers, the maximum digit that can be used is b minus 1. So that is, you can have 0, 1, 2 like this, but the maximum digit is b minus 1. In other words, I want to say, suppose for example, I am writing here base is 6, right? So inside these numbers, I can use any symbol whose value is at max b minus 1. So I can have 3, 5, 4, 2, 1 kind of thing. This is absolutely fine. But if I am writing something like 678.13 base is 6, this is nonsense. Because once you are writing the base is b, you can't have the digit which is greater than b minus 1, right? So I don't have this 6, this is also not allowed. So at max I can use all these symbols between 0 to 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, absolutely no issue, but 6 onward you are not supposed to use. So this is invalid number representations. So base or radix, what this tells? The first thing, in base B number system, in base B number systems, we have B number of distinct symbols. We have B number of distinct symbols. I will tell what is the meaning of it. In base B number system, the digits that can be present, are 0, 1, 2 like this up to b minus 1, Now coming to the justification of the first point, in base B number system, we have B number of distinct symbols. The meaning is, if I am saying I am using base 10 number systems, then this can have 10 different number of symbols, ranging from 0, 1, 2, 3 like this up to 9. You don't have anything else beyond it. So if I am using base 4 number systems, so in base 4 number system, I have 4 number distinct symbols like 0, 1, 2, 3, that's all. If I am using base 16, right? I can have 16 number of different symbols, and in base 16, you know, the symbols what we use 0, 1, 2 like this up to 9. Then we have A, B, C, D, E, F. If you count all these, this happens to be 16s. So if a base is 16, it means in that number system we have 16 different symbols. That is one thing. And secondly, the maximum digit that can be present in that you know, symbols, that is can be at max it is B minus 1. It can't go beyond it. So base or radix in base B number system, we have B number of distinct symbols. In base B number system, the digits that can be present are 0, 1, 2 like this. It can be go up to B minus 1. Base B is always a positive integer. Base cannot be negative, base cannot be fractions. Okay, you can't have B equals to minus 1 or 1.6 or 2.9 kind of things. These are meaningless. Base is always positive integers. Okay, and if you ask me what is the minimum value of base B, so generally we say it is base is greater than equals to 2. Most of the cases base is greater than equals to 2. Now if you ask me what will happen if the base is 1. Now suppose somebody is saying base is 1. If base is 1, then what will happen? Now how many symbols this can have? It can have only one symbol. What is that symbol? It is only 0. Can you put 1 here? No. If the base is 1, maximum digit is B minus 1, that is 0 itself. So if it is only 0, we cannot generate any numbers practically. It is 0. You can't generate distinct numbers practically. So that's why even though 1 it seems it's okay, but we don't prefer the base to be 1. We always take B greater than equals to 2. If I say B greater than equals to 2, so here I have 0, 1 combinations. I can have you know, n number of combinations of 0, 1 to generate different numbers. And that is what we are dealing in the digital systems. So even though B equals to 1 is valid, but generally we don't prefer because we cannot generate distinct numbers. So very practical cases we generally prefer for go for B greater than equals to 2. So these are the significance of base. Now in many situations we came across the situations where one base has to be converted to other base. In fact, in the GATE exam also there are certain questions where one base has to be converted to other base. These all base conversion techniques we are learning from, I think, class 6 or 7, from where the computers are being introduced. But still there are some tricks, so I'll just like to share all those tricks to you, so that if you get situations, how to come to the answer very quickly. Okay, we'll take up that. So I think this is clear. Okay. So I hope you have copied this. Now, having said this, let's put down a heading: conversion of number systems. Conversions of number systems. And one more thing, the most popularly used number systems are base 2, base 8, base 16, base 10. These are popularly we use. Base 10 we use in day-to-day life. Whenever you are counting money or you are taking the reading of any voltmeter, ammeter, whatever you are getting, those are by default base 10. We don't write it always 10 because we take it granted is base 10, right? Base 2 number systems is exclusively used in all the computers and digital systems. In fact, our entire course is based on base 2. 8 and 16 they are generally used in the microprocessor applications. Okay, because again, to use binary, if you see the actual codes and all in the assembly language forms, so 0, 1 is not convenient to handle. So that's why we always go for the base 8 or 16. Generally 8085 other things they support 16, but initially there are some processors which are designed with respect to the base 8 number system, but nowadays it is 16 itself, right? So these are the popularly used number systems. So because we are always comfortable to handle the base 10 numbers, right? So we'll be always taking the base 10 as the reference in many various cases, right? So let's see. So basically in conversion of number systems, I am going to explain 3 different categories. Okay, the category are category 1, decimal to other base conversion. Okay, now what it means? It means a decimal number n that will be given to you in base 10 formats, and will be asked to convert this into some other base. B could be 2, 4, 6, whatever. So this B, and we will be asked to find what is this corresponding thing. So this is known, this is 10, this B is also given, so we need to find this. So that comes under decimal to other base conversions. And second format we will see other base to decimal. Other base to decimal. So that means a number will be given n, it will be in some arbitrary base B, and we will be asked to find what is the decimal equivalent of this. These two things first of all we should know. That's why I told you decimal we are very comfortable, so we want to make the decimal number system as reference. And the third category we will see if the required base equals to given base to the power some integer. So this comes another model. Okay. So for example, so suppose so this is given, a number is given, this in base 2, we are supposed to find what is the base 4 equivalent of this. So this 4 is 2 square. This is one category. Or if somebody asks me to find the octal equivalent of this, or somebody can also ask me, a base 3 number system is given, I want to have the base 9 equivalent of it. Or I can have a situations, I have base 4, so this is known to me, and somebody can ask me what is the base 16, these things. So this 9 is equals to 3 square, this 16 is equals to 4 square, this 8 equals to 2 cube, this 4 equals to 2 square, or in fact I can even go up to 16, which is 2 raised to power 4, and I need to find this. Okay, so here the required base 4 is given base 2 power integer, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 3 power 2, 3, right, so 4 power 2. So the required base is given base to the power integers. So these are one more model. So these are the three model of the problems we may face frequently. So I am just telling all these points. In fact, in all the 4-stream EC electrical IN and CS, there are some questions from this, but weightage is significantly less in these models. And these are not, of course, gauge standard problems, because class 8th or 9th students also are dealing with this kind of problems. How can we expect this kind of things in our GATE exam, right? That's why it is less. But anyway, we'll be touching off each of these varieties. So let's take the first one, that is decimal to other base. Decimal to other base. So to start with, let's take one examples. If I have 53.75, this is given in base 10, I need to have the binary equivalent of this. So I want to convert the decimal into binary forms. So how do you do this? So do remember, whenever we are converting decimal to other base, we deal separately the integer part and we deal separate to the fractional part. So left to the decimal point or the radix point is the integer part, right to this is known as the fractional part. So without giving the proof how it is happening, so this is just an algorithm kind of things you can think of. So what you do is, we are going for repeated division by this required base. Required base is 2 here. I will be dividing the integer part repeatedly by 2 and will be multiplying repeatedly the fractional part by 2. So for example, I am saying, so to convert this, so I will be dealing 53 separately, I will be dealing 75 separately, 75 separately. So to have this 53, you keep on dividing this by 2 repeatedly. From where this 2 is coming? This 2 is coming from here. If this could have been 4, 6, accordingly you have to select. So if I am doing 2, this is 26, remainder is 1. This is 2, this is 13, remainder is 0. Remainder is 1, 2, 3, remainder is 0. 2, 1, and this is 1. You can stop here, or 2, this is being 0, 1. Right. So this is what the thing is. So this happens like this. So now when you are writing the answers, you go from bottom to top. What I did, I will just keep on dividing this repeatedly by 2, and whatever the remainder was left out, so I was writing on this one by putting a line like this. 2 into 26, 52, remainder is 1. 2 into 13, 26, remainder is 0. So like this I did it. So here 2 1 2, so 1 is left. So again if it is 0 1. So if somebody asks me what is the binary equivalent of 53, so this segment is mapped into, you write like this. You can skip that 0. So otherwise 1 1 0 1 0 1 dot. So this is what the integer part. Now coming to the fractional part, what you have to do is, like I have divided here continuously by 2, here you have to multiply by continuously 2, but by maintaining some restrictions. That is, if I multiply with 2, so this happens to be 1.50. This happens to be 1.50. Again you have to multiply by 2, but while doing that, what you have to do is, you always take it out this 1 and you make it 0. Are you getting what I am saying? You take out this 1 and you make it 0. So now you are supposed to multiply 2 is 0.5. I will tell why you are doing this. 2 is 0.50. If I do 2 is 0.50, you are not supposed to multiply with 1.50. I just took it out this 1 and this is 0. Otherwise you write like this. So I have taken out this 1, this is 0. This become 1.00. Again if it is 1, you take it out, you make it 0. And again you have to multiply with 0.00. And if I keep on doing this, it will be always 0.00. Isn't it? Now for this kind of things, what you got is, so whatever you are getting here, you simply take this one in this way. So like here I am taking it from bottom to top, here you are supposed to take from top to bottom. So this 0.75, so this happens to be 1 1, and this is base is 2. This base is 2. Actually why I have taken this 1.50 outside, the reason is very simple. Because if I multiply with 1.50 in this step, so this happens to be 3.00. But do you think that digit 3 is allowed in base 2? As I said, if base is 2, you can have at max b minus 1, it can be up to 1. How can you accommodate 3? So for that reason, we are always taking it out and we are always making it 0. So I have just done the integer part, I written it here, and then the fractional part I have written it here. So for the integer part, you are going from bottom to top, and for fractional part, you are going from top to bottom, right? So integer part repeated multiplication, integer part repeated division, and integer part repeated multiplication by what? By the required base. Okay. So suppose for example, if I have said this for 4, I mean I need this for 4, then what you can do? You can again, what you can do when you do for 4, you divide all these by 4 and you multiply that by 4. So that is what you are supposed to do. If you get by chance, if you get like this, you have to do like this. Hope that is clear to you. So this is what the answer is. Now one more example I am asking you. Suppose this is given that 0.15, this is in base 10. I need to have the binary equivalent of this. So how do I do this? To do this, so I'll definitely, the integer part is 0, so I have to deal only the fractional part. 0.15 into 2 is 0.30, into 2 0.60, into 2 1.20. But now this one you have to take it out and you have to make it 0 and multiply 2, 0.40, again multiply 2, 0.80, again multiply 2, 1.60. But this one you have to take it out, you have to make it 0. Again multiply to 1.20, and this continues. And it seems this is a non-ending series. This is a non-ending series. Why non-ending series I am telling? Because in this case, after a couple of multiplications, I am getting 0.00. If I am multiplying that by 2 again and again, it will be only 0.00. It won't be changed. But in this case, what is happening? In this case, you can see, if I keep on multiplying 2, so I am not able to get this 0.00. Now if somebody asks me to write the decimal, I mean the binary equivalent of this decimal number, so again you have to go from this top to bottom. If I go like this, so you just see 0, you just take out all these numbers. So what do you get? Get 0, 0, so 0 point, 0 point, so here this is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, and so on and so forth. So on and so forth. So, if I ask you what is the exact decimal equivalent of, binary equivalent of this decimal number, that is a question mark. We can't tell what is the corresponding answer is. So, the conclusion is, it is always possible to get the exact equivalent of a integers, but to get the exact equivalent of a fractional part, that may not be possible. That may not be possible. So, one simple conclusion you can make a note, like it is always possible to obtain the equivalent of a integer part, but it may not be always possible to obtain the equivalent of a fractional part, because when you keep on multiplying with the fractional part, it may happens you will never get 0.00, it may happens, but integer part, it will be always coming into 0 if you keep on dividing it. So there is an end point in integer part, but there is no end point in the fractional part. Okay, so make a note of it. So what I did here, so integer part, in such cases I am writing this step, integer part, repeated division by required base, fractional part, repeated multiplication by required base. Okay, but you have to take care about this. So this one and all, if you get, you have to take it out. Integer part repeated division by required base, fractional part is repeated multiplication by the required base. One more point, it is always possible to obtain the equivalent, it is always possible to obtain the equivalent of integer part, but it may not be possible for fractional part. It may not be possible for fractional part. Okay, this is what the conclusion is. Now suppose if somebody asks, okay, so what is the base for equivalent of this, then what is the answer? How do you do this? So 53, if I want to have base 4 equivalent, as I said, you have to repeat and divide the integer part by the required base. So previous case required base was 2, so I was keep on dividing by 2. Now the required base is 4, I am dividing this by 4. So if I am dividing with 4, so 13 into 4 is 52, so this is remainder is 1, and 4 3 are 12, remainder is 1, isn't it? You can stop here, otherwise if you do this, this is 4 and this is 0 and this is your 3. So you have to do it like this. So this is the base 4 equivalent, the integer part 53, so that happens to be 311. Okay, so this is 311, this is the integer part, and coming to the fractional part, 0.75 into what you should do now, into 4. So what is it? This is your 3.00. As I said, you make it 0, you have to take it out, this is 0. So you will get 0 if you 4, it is 0.00. So now if you see, this happens to be only 30. So 311.30 is the base 4 equivalent of this. Okay, so when we will convert now next, others to decimal, you can see if we convert this in decimal, we should get this answer as 53.75. Okay, so this is the model. So the only thing is, you have to only think integer part to be dealt separately, fractional part to be separately, integer part repeated division by the required base, fractional part repeated multiplication by the required base. So I need here 2, so I did with respect to 2. If I 4, here 4. If you need 8, 7, accordingly you have to do with respect to 8, 7 and so on and so forth. So I don't see it is wise to solve 100 number of problems like in the semester days faculty used to do. One problem is for what? Base 10 to base 2. One is for base 10 to base 3, base 10 to base 7. This is simply wastage of time. I told you some techniques I said, what is some point, this point may not be, this might be new to many of you. So this point I told. In CS one problem is there. So I think this is 0.15 itself it was given. What is the decimal, I mean 0.15, what is the binary equivalent of 0.15? So one of the options are given, cannot be obtained. That is the right answer. So fractional part, it may or it may not be. So that's why you cannot do. That's why if some of you are good in calculators, if you know the how to obtain, do the base conversion using the calculators, you see when you put the integer part, the calculator will always show you the answers. But if you put an integer part, it will show the math error in the calculator. If you have calculator, you can check it out. If you know how to convert one base to other base using calculators, you take integer, it will not take, it will show the math errors. Why is that? Because when you do algorithms, your algorithm itself is not efficient to tell whether you can get or you cannot get. That's why the calculators are not being programmed to handle this fractional part, right? Because of that possibility. So I think this is clear, right? So this is a big question mark because the non-ending series, we don't know when this will terminate. So we cannot get what is the exact binary equivalent of this. So the first variety we have completed. Now coming to the second variety, we need to convert the other base into decimal. Okay. So this is this model, other base to decimal. This is just a, what I can say is expansion of the polynomial. So for example, if somebody asks me to convert 311.30 base 4 into the decimal equivalent, right? So what I have to do? So only simple step I will say, just expand the polynomial. Just expand the polynomial and do the addition in base 10 form. Just expand the polynomial and do the addition in base 10 form. What is the meaning of it? So here if somebody asks me to obtain the base 10 equivalent of this, so I will be expanding this like this. So how do you expand this? In the beginning itself I told you. So this is b raised to power 0, b raised to power 1, b raised to power 2. So b is 4 here. So this is 3 into 4 square plus 1 into 4 raised to power 1 plus 1 into 4 raised to power 0 plus 3 into 4 raised to power minus 1 plus 0 into 4 raised to power minus 2. So if I do this, this is 3 into 16, this is 1 into 4, right? Or directly if I write 16 into 3 is 48 plus 1 into 4, 4, 1 into 4 power 0 is 1, right? So 3 into 4 to the power minus 1, that is 3 by 4, right? And this is of course 0. So if you add this part, 48 plus 4 plus 1, that happens to 53, and this 3 by 4 is nothing but your 0.75. So if you add each of this one, so this happens to be 53.75. This one we expected, 53.75. Just expand the polynomial and do the addition in base 10 form. So what is the meaning of base 10 form? We are simply adding it. If somebody say you add this in some other form using base 7, base 6, etc., answer will be different. So once we are doing this, just you have to add this in the base 10 form. So if you are converting this into base 10. Okay. So similarly, if something else is also given, you can easily follow up this particular technique to get it. See, for example, if somebody is saying this is 678.23 and base is 8, what is the decimal equivalent of this? Then the answer is, this is a nonsense question. Why is this a nonsense question? Because base is 8 means you can't have 8 present here. That is not correct. So I can of course think of what is the minimum base means. I can think of this is 9. Then this is a valid questions. Okay, if somebody asks me this, then again I have to expand like this. So 9 power 0, 9 power 1, 9 power 2. 9 power 2 is 81. 81 into 6 plus 9 power 1, 9 into 7. 9 power 0 is 1 into 8 plus 2 into 9 power minus 9 minus 1 plus 3 into 9 power minus 2. You have to take a calci and you have to add it, and that is what your corresponding base 10 answers. Is this okay? So this is what, how do you deal with other number system to base 10. So base 4 to base 10, base 2 to base 10, base 3 to base 10, all this comes in the simple polynomial formats. Okay. So let's take some good questions which are based on previous year papers. So what is the one question given is, I hope this is clear, right? Now if somebody says if this is 2 0 1 2 1 0 and base is 3, what is the equivalence? Then what to do? Again the same story. 3 power 0, 3 power 1, 3 power 2, 3 power 3. 3 power 3 is how much? 81. 81 into 1 plus 3 power 3 is 27. 27 into 2 plus 3 square is 9 into 1 plus 3 power 0 is 1 into 0 plus 2 into 3 power minus 1 plus 0 into 3 power minus 2. You have to add this and that will be your corresponding answers. Okay, so this is clear, right? One of the questions is interesting in this particular segment is this. This is IS problem basically. What they have given is, they have given like this. This is given 3A, B, 2, 6, right? And the base is given as X. The question is, obtain the minimal decimal equivalent of the above number. Okay, so basically I just need what is the decimal equivalent of this number, but the word minimal has been used. So as I said, if you are converting any base to base 10, you have to simply expand this as a polynomial. So here x power 0, x power 1, x power 2, x power 3, x power 4, right? So this will be 3x fourth plus, what is A? A is 10, isn't it? So you know this, right? 0 to 9, 9, then 10 is A, symbolic notation is A for 10, for 11 it is B, for 12 it is C, and so on and so forth. For F it is 15. So 3x power 4 plus A is 10, so 10x power 3, B is 11, 11x power 2, then 2 into x plus 6 into x power 0 is this. So this is the decimal equivalent of this. Now the question is, so here the word minimal has been used. So one thing is very clear, if I need a minimum answer of this, then x should be minimum. Now the question is, what is the value of x I should take? So generally the common tendency of the students is, A, B, C notation, these all are used in the base 16 number systems. So I should evaluate this entire expression by using x equals to 16, which is wrong. Base 16 is a very popular number systems. We deal with this very frequently, but that doesn't mean that there cannot be any other number systems which can hold this A, B, etc. As I said, if the number is base B, the maximum digit present is x minus 1. Now the thing is, if I am saying here, what is the maximum digit that is present is B. What is B? B is for 11, A is for 10, B is for 11. So I can say here, x value in this case has to be greater than 12, greater than or equal to 12 onwards. Because this is holding 11, it can't be 11, it can be 12 onwards. So x can be 12, 13, 14, 15, all this value it can have, right? So if I need here x to be minimum here, right? So this expression should be evaluated by taking x equals to 12, not x equals to 16. I don't have a calculus with me, I am just leaving this as a task, but find the answers by taking x equals to 12. We are not supposed to take it 16 because A, B, C, D are present in 16, that's why I should take 16, that is not correct. So minimal is used means you should use the minimum value of x, and minimum value of x is 12, so I should use the 12 here, right? So you have to evaluate this by taking x equals to 12. You check it out and tell the answers. So this is a good one. Now in the other case, but in the third case, what is my interest is the required base is in terms of the given base. Once you identify this model, so your calculations is also pretty easy if you get this chance. Now let me show you. So suppose for example, if I have a binary numbers call, okay, so 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 dot 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 1. Okay, so this is given in base 2, and suppose my requirement is to obtain the base 8 equivalent of this and to obtain the base 16 equivalent of this. Okay, this is what my requirement is. So I hope this kind of problem you might have dealt with, the grouping concept, right? So this we know for this base 2 to 8 and 16, but this can be generalized for any other base like 3 to 9, right, and 4 to 16. This all can also be done, right? So here the required base is 8, required base is 16. So this 16 can be written as given base is 2 to the power 4. Here 8 can be written as 2 given base to the power 3. So whatever this integer you are getting, okay, those many number of bits you have to group. So that's why you might have seen this as a rule. If you are converting this to hexadecimal, you should group the bit of 4. For octal, you should group bit of 3. So where this 4 and 3 comes, this comes what this integer comes. If this integer comes to be 5 or 6 in some cases, you have to group 5 or 6 bits. Okay. So how do you do this? I should again take the reference as the radix point here, and then again I should group it. So if I want to get the octal equivalent of this, so you make the grouping of 3 bits. Why 3 is coming? Because you see what this integer is coming. What is that integer? So here if I see, so this is one group, this is one group, and here I have deficiency of a single bit, so I am putting it as 0 here. This is one group. Coming to here, this is 3, this is 3, this is 3, and here I have deficiency of 2 more bits. So if you need, you can put here 2 more zeros. Okay, so this is one more group. And you know these are the binary numbers, right? You treat this individual group itself is a binary number, and you are supposed to obtain the decimal equivalent or the octal equivalent of these groups, right? So why is that decimal octal equivalent? I'll tell that point. So you treat these are the single groups, and this group will be replaced by its corresponding binary. So 001, its corresponding decimal, right? 001, what is the answer? This is 1. 011 if I ask you, that is your 3. 010 if I ask you, that is your 2. 110 if I ask you, that is your 6. Then dot. 010 is 2, 110 is 6, 010 is 2. So this is the octal equivalent of this binary numbers. Okay. So we have grouped the binary numbers by taking this point as a reference to the left and right. So 3 bits we have done, and then we are replacing each of this group by their corresponding decimal equivalents. In fact, this is not decimal equivalent. It is correct to tell these are the octal equivalent. Okay, these are the octal equivalent. But however, the decimal equivalent and the octal equivalent of this, it happens to be same. That's why there is nothing wrong if you understand the concept to say the decimal equivalent of this or the octal equivalent of this group is 6. How is it same? Now for example, 110 is a binary numbers. Now if I am saying this is 6 in base 8 and if this is 6 in base 10, is this wrong or is right? It's wrong or it's right? This is right itself. How do you say this? Now if I say you convert this base 6, 8, you convert this base 8, I mean the 6 number which in base 8 to decimal forms. How do you do this? How to convert other to decimal form? You have to expand the polynomial. So if you are expanding the polynomial, you get 6 into 8 power 0. So that itself is 6. So there is no harm if I write 6 base 8 or 6 base 10, both are same. That's why I told you, you are supposed to replace each of this group by its corresponding decimal or octal, keeping in mind the decimal octal equivalent of these groups are same. For example, if you go for 111, okay, 111, now this is your 7 in octal systems, and this itself is 7 in base 10 itself, because if I am converting to decimal equivalent, that happens to again 7. So in this case, I have put this 0 and I have put this 0, right? So now let us obtain the, what do you say, the hexadecimal equivalent of this. So the octal equivalent, how much I got? So let me write it again. So the octal equivalent, so when I started from this, I got here 6, then this is 2, then this is 3, this is 1, 1, 3, 2, 6, dot, 0 and 0 is 2, 1 and 0 is 6, and 0, 1, 0 is 2. So this is your base 8. You can again see no bit is exceeding 7. Okay, now I need the, what do you say, the hexadecimal equivalent of this. So again I am putting dot. So hexadecimal equivalent means Base 16 means that is 2 raised to power 4. So grouping is to be done by taking 4 bits simultaneously from the radix point first, left and right. So here this is a group of 4, this is a group of 4, no additional stuffing is needed. So here this is 4 and again this is 4 and here I am lacking 2 more bits. So I am putting the zeros because 0 will not add any value. So now you again find what are the decimal equivalent or the hexadecimal equivalent of these groups. Okay, so here if I find it 0010, this happens to be 2, 1101, this happens to be 13, 841, that is 13, but 13 you don't write it 13. So in the hexadecimal notation 13 stands for what? A is for 10, B is for 11, C is for 12, D is for 13. So 13 means I am writing it D, then 0110 is 6, 2D is 6 and this is 0101 is 5 and this is 9. So this is your base 16 equivalents. Okay, this is your base 16 equivalents. Okay, now you may ask, sir, how can you write this is at the D? Why you have not written 13? If I write this is 13, so 2, 13, 6, 5, 9. So this is not correct. So for 13 you have D. How is that? For example, if I say 13 in base 10, right? So 13 in base 10. So how much this is in base 16? Okay, so this is the question mark, right? So 13 in base 16 is treated as what, sir? This is treated as, what is this? This is D itself. See, the difference is this, 7 in base 8 is 7 in base 10. 4 in base 5 is 4 in base 10. So these things are okay. But once you are exceeding that beyond 9, once you are going for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so you can't write the corresponding things like this. The meaning will be different. So do remember, whenever you are exceeding the number 9 onwards, like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, then don't forget to use the corresponding symbolic notations, right? So this is 2d659. Now suppose the same problem, if it would have been asked to obtain the base 4 equivalent of this, then what you would have done? So again, so this is might be new to many of you, right? So 2 to 4. So one technique is to convert this into decimal and decimal to 4 again. But again, in this case not needed, 4 equal to power 2. So you may group 2 bits. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 and 2, right? So if I write the corresponding equivalent of this, base 4 or base 10, it is same. So 0, 0, 0 I can skip it, 1, 0 happens to be 2, then this happens to be 3, this happens to be 1, then 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, dot 1, 1, 2, 1. This is base 4. Again, 1, 0 in base 2 is equals to how much in base 10? This is in base 10, if I ask you, this is 2 in base 10. In fact, there is nothing wrong if I say this is 2 in base 4 itself. Because if I am expanding, if I ask you what is the decimal equivalent of this, you are supposed to write 2 into 4 power 0, that is again 2. So this is okay. So unless until you are not exceeding 9, you should not be worried. It will automatically satisfy this point. So this is one category. Now one more example I would like to give. Suppose this is given like 2, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2 dot 2, 0, 1, 1, 0, 2, 2, base is 3. Okay, base is 3. And somebody is asking me to obtain the base 9 equivalent of this. So how do you solve this problem? Okay. So how do you solve this problem means 9 is equals to 3 power 2. So here the integer value, if you see, this is the required base equals to given base is 3 power 2. So integer value is 2. So again you have to make the group of 2 from this radix point. This, and you are lacking here, you can put one more 0. This, right? So you have to treat this separately and you have to obtain this corresponding things. So here 2, 2, you think of this is base 3, 1, 0 in base 3, 1, 2 in base 3, 1, 0 in base 3, 1, 2 in base 3, then 2, 0 in base 3, 1 1 in base 3, 0 2 in base 3 and 2 0 in base 3. So this you have to obtain and you have to put it here. So if I ask you what is this, so this you can write this as 3 power 0 into 2 plus 3 power 1 into 2. So 3 power 1 is 3 into 2 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8. So 8 in base 10 is equivalent to 8 in base 9. Isn't it? If I ask you, convert this in decimal form, you'll again get as 8 into 9 power 0, that itself is 8. So both of these things are same. If it is single digit, there won't be any issue, right? Similarly, if I am asking for this one, this is 3 power 0 into 0 plus 3 power 1 into 1. So that is 3 in base 10 or that is 3 in base 9. What is this? This is 3 power 1 is 3, right? So 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. So this is your 5 in base 9 or 10 you can say. Similarly like this you can continue this. So 2 2 stand for 8 here. 1 0 stand for 3. 1 2 stand for 5. And again 1 0 this stand for your 3. Then 1 2 again this stand for 5. Drop it. What is 2 0? 2 0 if you see 3 power 1 into 2, that is 6. This is 6. And what is 1 1 if you write here? 1 1 if you write here, this is what? 3 power 0 into 1 plus 3 power 1 into 1. 3 power 0 is 1, 1 into 1 plus 3, that is 4. So 1 1 is 4. Then I getting is 0 2, 0 2 is 2. And 2 0 is again here how much? 2 0 is here again 6. So this is the base 9 equivalent of this number. So see how easily we are able to do this. And again we are making sure if it is base 9, the maximum digit possible is 8. It will not go even up to 9. Similarly, I can have one more model here, that is base 4 to base 16. Base 4 to base 16. Suppose I have a number 321 0332210.2210 like this. This is in base 4, right? And if somebody is asking me what is the base 16 equivalent of this, so 16 equal to 4 power 2. So again you have to make the grouping of 2 bits. But here you should be careful. If you are exceeding the range beyond 9, the symbolic notation you should not forget. So grouping of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 and 2. Okay, so coming to 0 1. So 0 1, right? So what do you get in base 4 if you expand this? So this happens to be 1 itself, isn't it? 4 power 0 into 1 plus 0 into 4 power 1. So that is 1 itself. So 0 1 is replaced by 1. Okay, then 2 1. 2 1 if you see, this happens to be 4 power 1 into 2 is 8 plus 4 power 0 into 1 is 1. So 8 plus 1, that is 9. So this is for 2 1 we have written. Then 0 1 is over, 2 1 is over. Then what about 3 3? 3 3 if I write for this one, so 4 into 3 is 12 plus 4 power 0 into 3 is 3. That is 12 plus 3 is 15. You are not supposed to write 15 here because it is base 16. You should write the symbolic notation of this. So that will be F. Now some students ask, what will happen if I go beyond 15? You will not go beyond 15 because in a base 4 the maximum digit is 3 3 and the maximum number you can get is 3 3. That is the maximum possibility. Then 1 0 if you see, 1 0 what will happen then for 1 0? 1 0 means what? 4 itself you will get. This is 4 because 4 power 1 into 1 plus 0 into this, so this is 4. And then for 3 2 what you will get is this will be 2. So this will be 14. So if it is 14, so this will be E. This will be E. Then what will happen for 2 2 then? For 2 2 if I ask you, this will be 4 into 2 plus 2, 8 plus 2, 10. 10 is written as A. And for 1 0, this will be 4 again. For 1 0, this will be 4 again. So this is the base 16 equivalent of this base 4 number. So these are the 3 categories I am supposed to cover, and I have covered them. All the questions that will come in this category You can check it out later. Write down a question. This is a CS problem. 123 base 5 is equals to x8 base y. Okay. How many solution of y exist? Question is, how many solution of y exist and what is y max? What is the maximum value of y? So let's see. So whenever you get any question from these number systems and the information is with respect to some other base, what you have to do is, first of all, you try to convert that into the base 10 number systems, because we are quite comfortable to deal with the base 10 or decimal number systems. It's wise you convert the given numbers which are in other base into base 10. Then we can do the analysis, because handling the base 5 arithmetic might be complicated with respect to 10. So let us convert this side into base 10, this side into 10, so that we can manipulate the equation very efficiently. So if I expand this into, if I want to convert this into base 10 forms, 5 power 0, 5 power 1, 5 power 2, 5 power 2, 25 into 1 is 25, 5 power 1 is 5 into 2 is 10, plus 5 power 0, 1, 3 is 3, is equals to x into y power 0, y power 1, xy plus 8 into y power 0 is 8 itself. So this is 35 plus 3 is 38, and this is this. So this is in base 10 now. So this is in base 10. So all addition, subtraction, what we know, that is equally applicable in this case as well. So if you see, so xy happens to be, so 38 minus 8 is, that is 30 itself, isn't it? That is 30 itself. So xy is 30. So I need to obtain how many solution of x, how many solution of y exists for this. Okay, so as you know, y itself is indicating the base. As we said, base is a positive integer. Base cannot be fraction, base cannot be a negative number. It is always a positive integer. So now, if I want to get the x and y possibility for this, what are the options available? Now, you can think x equals to 1, y equal to 30. Someone can think x equals to 2, y equal to 15, so that the product is 30. That's what I am trying to say. Someone can think x equals to 3, y equals to 10. In 4 is not possible. Someone can think x equals to 5, y equal to 6. That's all. Beyond that, we will not get anything, right? So this is one possibility. Another possibility someone can think is x is 30, y is 1, x is 15, y is 2, x is 10, y is 3, x is 6, and y is 5. So in each case, 1 into 30, 2 into 15, 3 into 10, 5 into 6, 6 into 5, 10, 3, 5. Every case the product is happening to be 30. So it seems, if I ask you how many solution of y exist, is somebody count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So do you think the 8 is the right answer? So if you say 8 is the right answer, simply you are observing this one and you are telling this. You are not observing anything else. But if I see this particular relations, I can have two conclusions. One conclusion I can say, because y is the base, y value must be greater than x. Yes or no? X is the digit that is inside the base y number system. So x has to be less than y. X cannot greater than b, because we said if the base is y, the maximum is present is y minus 1. So if y is the base, so you know it has to be greater than x. That is one case. Second case, I don't know what is x, but one thing I can sure, y has to be greater than 8. Y has to be greater than 8. Because if y is the base, y has to be greater than each of its digits. Y has to be greater than x, y has to be greater than 8. So if I say y is greater than x, so if you see this and this column, you see in these 4 sets, everywhere y is less than x is happening here. isn't it? So these 4 cases are invalid. So these 4 are eliminated. So in each of these cases, what is happening? You can see y is greater than x. So y is greater than x. So is that the second condition also satisfy all of the conditions? Y is greater than 8. So no issue with this, no issue with this, no issue with this. But this is not satisfying the condition y is greater than 8. Yes or no? So out of the 8 possibility, these 4 and this 1, this total 5 are eliminated. So we are left with only 3 valid conditions. So total there are 3 solutions of y exist, and the solutions are y equals to 10, y equal to 15, y equal to 30. So if somebody asks me what is y max, answer is 30. So 3 solutions exist and the maximum value of y is 30. Similarly, if I give 123 base x is equals to 121 to x base 3, the question is how many solutions of x exist? How many solutions of x exist? Then what is the answer? How many solutions of x exist? Then what is the answer? Okay, so you can again try something like this, but here by using common sense I can see one thing. If I observe the left hand side of the equations, x has to be greater than 3, isn't it? X has to be greater than 3. And here if I see, here x has to be less than 3. Yes or no? Left hand side of the equation needs base has to be greater than any of this, x has to be greater than 3, and right hand side of the equation needs x has to be less than 3. So simultaneously I need x greater than 3 and x less than 3. How many value of this will satisfy this? No value of x will satisfy this. So answer is no solution exists for this. No solution exists for this. Next, the following relations are valid at least in one number system. The following relations are valid at least in one number system. Find the possible base. Find the possible base. The relations are 24 plus 14 is equals to 41. 66 by 6 is equals to 11. 121 is equals to 11. And square root of 41 is equals to 5. Square root of 41 is equals to 5. So we have to comment at what number system these relations are valid. So we don't know at what number system these are valid. So arbitrarily you can think of these all are valid in base B number systems. As I said, we are not comfortable to handle any other number systems other than base 10. So it is always wise, if you don't know any base, you convert that into the base 10 formats. So I mean to say this is in base B, this is in base B, this is in base B. If I am translating this into base 10 formats, what is happening is 2b plus 4, 2 into b power 1, 2b plus 4 into b power 0 is 4. Similarly, b power 1 into 1 is b plus 4 is equals to 4b plus 1. Now this is in base 10. So this is in base B, this is in base 10 now. If you simplify this, so this is 3b plus 8 is equals to 4b plus 1. So b happens to be 7. So base B happens to be 7. Okay, so what is the base of this number system? This is 7. So 24 base 7 plus 14 base 7 is equals to 41 base 7. You can even verify this into by taking this into the base 10 format. If I ask you what is the base 10 equivalent of this, 7 into power 1 into 2, 14 plus 4 is 18 plus 7 plus 4 is 11 is equals to 7 into 4 is 28 plus 7 is 7 to the 14 plus 4 is 18, 11, and if I ask you this is 41, 7 into 4 is 28 plus 1 is 29. You see, if I am converting each of this into base 10, this I am getting, and we know in base 10, 18 plus 11 equal to 29. So the answer of the first question, that B is equals to 7. This is valid in base 7. What about the second one? 66 by 6 equals to 11. So you take this is B, this is B, this is B. If I am converting this into base 10, 6B plus 6 by 6 is equals to B plus 1. So 6B plus 6 is equals to 6B plus 6. Both sides cancel. I am getting this equals to 0 equal to 0. So like in the previous case, I was able to get a unique answer of B equal to 7. In this case, I am not able to conclude what is the unique answer of B. So because I am getting 0 equal to 0. So whenever you get this kind of situation in any of the problems, you see that entire equation completely and you check what is the value of B that is possible. What is the value of B that is possible? Because in these equations, the maximum value of numbers or digit being used is 6. So I can say B has to be greater than equals to 7. I cannot say B equal to 6 because if the base is 6, it cannot be 66 the number. So the minimum value of B that is possible for this is 7. So B can be 7, 8, 9, 10, anything, right? So B has to be greater than equals to 7. So why I am not saying B equals to something like 2, 4, 3 like that, because it will satisfy for each of this, because 0 equal to 0 means this equation is valid for any base. B equal to 2, 3, 4, anything is valid. But if I write here B is 2, 3, 4, then these are invalid representation. You cannot have 66 in base 3 or base 4 kind of things. So that is not acceptable. So we are discarding it. So it turns out 66 by 6 equal to 11, we know this in base 10, then some of you may say the answer is base 10. Base 10 is the answer, but base 10 is not the unique answer. Base 10 is the answer, base 10 is not the unique answer. Here also I am saying it can be 10, but 10 not necessarily to be the unique answer. What about 121 base and this is 11? You again take this is B, you again take this is B. So if I am translating this, so this is, you don't take out this, so some people what they do, they first square both of the side. So if you square both of the side, that means you are by default assuming both of the sides are in base 10. That you don't know as of now. Are you getting or not? Some people want they square both sides and then they will solve it. You can't square both sides because you don't know they are valid, they are in base 10 or not. So without disturbing the square root, so let me expand this. So this is B square plus 2B plus 1 is equals to B plus 1. Yeah, now this is in base 10. Now if I am transferring this, if I am squaring this in base 10, so B square plus 2B plus 1 is equals to square of B plus 1. This is again B square plus 2B plus 1. So both sides cancel, this happens to be 0 equal to 0. Again the same story. So if I ask you what is the possible value of B, so B has to be greater than equals to 3. Because maximum digit is 2, you can go up for 3 onwards. Similarly for this, if I ask you, this is 4B plus 1 equals to 5, 4B plus 1 equals to 25, 4B is equals to 24, B equals to 6. So B equal to 6 is the right answer for these equations. Isn't it? I think this is clear to you. So if you get some problems like this is what the approach you are supposed to take, and these kind of problems are quite frequent in the GATE exams. Okay, so some basics of number system I have discussed today, and in the